Splatoon 3 is a great game, but it is unfortunately coming to an end. With these Splatoon games, we usually get support for around 2 years. So with the original Splatoon, it came out in 2015, the support was ended in about 2016, it was quite short. They did 2 years of support with Splatoon 2, from 2017 to 2019, took 2 years off to develop the game even more for Splatoon 3, and then for Splatoon 3, it ran from 2022 to 2024. Support is ending for Splatoon 3 soon, but what does that mean for the future of the Splatoon franchise, and what direction do I want it to go in? Well, we'll discuss that all in this video, so make sure you're hitting the subscribe button, and let's get right into it. So, somehow, it's nearly been 2 years since the launch of Splatoon 3, which means that we should really only expect updates now for the next quarter or so. I'd say the next 3 to 4 months will probably be when we see the last update for Splatoon. If you don't know how Splatoon 3 works, it kind of works in seasons, so each quarter, every 3 months, we get a new season. Of that season, we get a new battle pass thing. It's called a catalogue, but every time you level up, you get a new item for the locker, or some pack of playing cards, or some money. You get something for each level that you level up. So that's one thing that you get from the catalogue each quarter. You then get a new stage, and it lasts every 3 months. Basically, this season that they're doing in Splatoon ends in June, and I think we should expect one more season from there. Hopefully with the final Splatfest ending around the 2nd anniversary of the game. So in the September time will be the end of when this season ends, and then we'll have a Splatfest and maybe a big run just to finish off the game. So I think I could see the game finishing off in around September of this year. This will be a shame because Splatoon 3 has had a lot of support. Splatoon 2 had a lot of support. Splatoon 1 support was pretty good for a year or so, but 2 and 3 really have had the most support, with 3 having the most of any Splatoon game. Just in terms of events, there's Big Run, which is where the Salmon Run takes over one of the maps within the game. They're really big and really entertaining. They happen at a weekend. There's also Splatfest that happen one weekend as well of the month, and then there's also the challenges that happen over a weekend as well. So really there's only one weekend of a month that isn't taken up for something happening within Splatoon. The Splatoon 3 Direct of August of 2022, they announced they'll be supporting the game for 2 years, which does match the Splatoon development cycle. So Splatoon 1's development wrapped in 2016, they had a year or so to develop it, and then 2017 was the launch of Splatoon 2. They supported that for 2 years, had 2 years to develop Splatoon 3, that came out 2 years later in 2022, after it ended in 2019, so then 2 years after that could be the launch of the next Splatoon game. Using the logic that the support team, the development team that makes Splatoon, is continuously developing it. They might take a break, the team might go and work on something else, we don't know. But if we're assuming that the same team that's done Splatoon 1, 2 and 3 are just going to keep developing, we could assume that the next Splatoon game is going to be worked on as soon as they stop support for Splatoon 3. So let's say they have a 2-year development cycle for that, we could be seeing Splatoon 4 on the next Nintendo console for 2025-2026. That is something that could be possible. Splatoon 3 has sold even faster than Splatoon 2. It sold 11.72 million copies, which isn't quite as many as Splatoon 2's 13 million, but Splatoon 3 hasn't been out as long as Splatoon 2. Once we get updated sales numbers, because these sales numbers are a little bit old now, hopefully that will rise to be even more than Splatoon 2, and then the game will be even more successful. Splatoon has sold really, really well for Nintendo, so they'd be stupid to not make a Splatoon 4. You know, it's probably going to sell the same amount of copies, if not even more. The game does, I think, boost a lot of people to buy the Nintendo Switch Online subscription as well. You know, a lot of Splatoon, apart from the single player, is all, online. You need an online subscription to really enjoy the game. So it is an incentive for people to buy that online for £3 a month, for £20 a year, whatever the case may be. And it is a massive reason why I buy the online. If it wasn't for Splatoon having online, I don't really play Smash Online that much anymore. I don't really play Mario Maker Online that much anymore. Splatoon 3 is the only real game that I play that's online, so I need the online for that. If we're having paid online for the next system, and Splatoon 4 comes out on the next system, I think Nintendo would want to have a big online game like Splatoon 4 on their system to really push the online service so people buy it, so there's a reason to want to buy the subscription every single month. So I feel like once Splatoon 3 wraps up development, in just a couple of months. Hopefully we'll start working on Splatoon 4. Maybe in a year or so, year and a half, 2 years from now, we could hear about an announcement about Splatoon 4, and then hopefully 2025, 2026, maybe even as late as 2027, we could see the game launch on the new Nintendo Switch 2, whatever the next console might be. And hopefully that will be earlier in the console's life cycle. This is the outcome that I really, really want. So I feel like another Splatoon game onto the Switch would be kind of pointless at this point. The Switch is coming to the end of its life cycle. We don't really need another Splatoon game on the Switch. I feel like they need to move development over to the next Nintendo console and work on Splatoon 4 for that, if that is at all what they're planning to do. I feel like that is the right choice for them to make. I would love Splatoon 4 to just be like an expansion onto Splatoon 3, which is what Splatoon was. They always build on the previous entry, and I feel like the franchise could go even further. And I want to do a video on what I want to see in Splatoon 4, so if you want to stick around for that, hopefully I'll have that video out soon. But I really think that Nintendo should move development to the next console, and hopefully we see Splatoon 4 really, really soon. Because, I love these games. I love the Splatoon series. Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3 have basically outsold Super Mario Galaxy. That sold 12 million copies. In my eyes, Splatoon is a mainstay. It's a staple, big Nintendo franchise at this point. It's as big as Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, Smash Bros. That kind of thing. It is a mainline, here to stay Nintendo franchise. So I hope that we get Splatoon 4 soon, because I just love Splatoon content. However, none of this is confirmed. For all we know, Splatoon 3 could be the end of the franchise. I really don't think it will be. The game has made too much money, it is too successful, too many people play it and too many people enjoy it, so they'd be stupid not to make another one in the franchise. But what the dev team could do, or what Nintendo could do, is they could just port Splatoon 3 over to the next console and keep supporting it. I don't know if they'll do that. I really do think that the 2 years of Splatoon 3 will be up. They'll make a new game, similar to what they did with 2 and then 3. It just makes more money, and it just makes each game feel a little bit different, and I would prefer them to do a brand new game rather than just keep supporting 3. But that is also a possibility. they could just keep doing expansions for Splatoon 3. We've just got the single player expansion. They could just do another expansion like that, but with more DLC for the Switch and for the next console. We could just keep getting updates. We could have paid DLC. They could just keep updating Splatoon 3, which is what they could have done with Splatoon 2, but they thought it was a better idea to make Splatoon 3, so I feel like they'll just probably go to 4 again. But it is a possibility they could just keep getting us, be giving us DLC over and over again for Splatoon 3, which I wouldn't mind, because that is still, it's still keeping us with new content. Fortnite is technically the same game since 2017, but it just changes so much because they keep updating it with more content. They could do a similar thing like that, but with Splatoon. Another possibility for the series is that we could always get a spin-off. Just a regular spin-off game. We could see a puzzle game, we could see an action-adventure game, maybe an RPG. I don't know, we could see a racing game. I feel like Splatoon is crying out for a spin-off, so I feel like that could be a very real possibility. So, if the main Splatoon dev team are working on the next instalment, Splatoon 4, it would be good if another dev team, while we're waiting for Splatoon 4, could come in and do a spin-off, like a racing spin-off or a puzzle spin-off. I'm trying to think of other genres that the Splatoon series could really fit into. Maybe an RPG, a turn-based RPG spin-off would be really good. Maybe a fighting game. I don't know. Just some kind of Splatoon spin-off I think would be really good. Maybe an open world game would be good as well to see. I actually wouldn't be all that upset if the card game from Splatoon 3 had its own game as a spin-off. I could see them making like a free-to-play title on the eShop for the Switch or for the next console, where you can pay to get more cards and open more cards. Of course, I prefer for it to be like a full-price £50 game, but I could definitely see the devs working on something like a spin-off for the card game or a spin-off for something else while we wait for that inevitable Splatoon 4. So there you are, there's some theories, just me sort of talking about my theories on what the future of the Splatoon series could look like. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Do you think that the Splatoon series will be going for a Splatoon 4 for the next console? Do you think the series will go quiet for a bit? Do you think they'll carry on supporting Splatoon 3? Do you think a spin-off could happen? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, because I will have a look at them all. I'll try and heart as many comments as I possibly can. But yeah, let me know all your thoughts, everybody, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. Cheers for watching, everybody.